What is up, Critics? In this video, we're talking about this week's Double Money Event Week as well as the property and vehicle discounts. This event week is for Tuesday, March 4th through March 12th, 2025. And the reason for this is because of the Oscar Guzman Fleizigen mini update drip feed that released today, and of course the expanded and enhanced PC version as well. So for new content, we of course have the Mackenzie Airfield Hangar. Purchasing this will give you 15 extra personal aircraft slots for your existing normal hangar property, so it's not 20 like we originally thought because Rockstar has reserved 5 of those spots for GTA Plus members only, which is a bit annoying. Anyway, we also of course have the new Oscar Guzman Fleizigen missions, and we also have the career progress menu updated as well for current gen console and PC users. For new vehicles on the Legendary Motorstar website, we have the Coquette D5. On the Warstock website, we have the Iron Mule and the Titan 250D. And on Elitist Travels, we have the Duster 300H. Anyways, the current price ride for this week is that the Class A Yosemite 1500 is primarily based on the first gen Chevy Silverado 1500 and has a normal price of about $1.2 million. To get it for free this week, you have to get top 3 in an LS Car Meet Series race for 2 days in a row. In regards to performance, it's in the off-roads class and is a mid-tier performing truck in that class. It's pretty average for speed and the customization is pretty decent. I feel its normal price is a bit overpriced, so if you can snag it off the prize ride this week, I think it's definitely worth it. Continuing to the test ride vehicles, we have the Zion Classic, the Exemplar, and the Hellion, and all 3 of these are website vehicles. And for current gen console and PC users, we have the Vivinite as the HSW test ride vehicle for this week. Continuing to the casino podium vehicle, we have the True Fate Z-Type. It's primarily based on the Bugatti Type 57 SC Atlantic and has a normal price of $950,000. It's in the Sports Classics class and is a top 15 performing vehicle in that class excluding HSW. However, it still has the highest non-HSW top speed in that class, which is very impressive for an OG vehicle. It surprisingly also offers a few customization options, a nice interior, a great exhaust note. I think it's well worth trying to win off the podium this week. In terms of the dealership cars this week, in luxury autos we have the new Coquette D5 and the Banshee GTS featuring stock black wheels. Continuing to semi-ins, we have the Click, the Serrano, the Bifta, the Vaca, and the 770, and all of these are website vehicles. Continuing to discounts, starting off with the property discounts, we have 30% off the hangar properties as well as the upgrades/renovations for them, which is continuing from the last 2 weeks. I highly recommend this property as it's currently the only place in game that you can customize most of the DLC aircraft. Continuing to vehicle discounts, starting off with the Legendary Motorstar website, we have 30% off the Cheetah Classic. This one's in the Sports Classics class and is one of the top 3 performing non-HSW cars in the class for track performance. It has great styling, customization, detail both inside and out, and it's very easy to drive, being very smooth over bumpy roads. I absolutely love this one and I think it's a great deal at this price. Next up, we have 30% off the Zentorno. So this one's in the supercar class and is a mid-tier performing car in that class for track performance. It used to be the king when it released back in 2014, but obviously a lot has changed over the past 11 years. But regardless, it's still a very nice car that's very quick, and the back of it is actually bulletproof as well, making it pretty useful for certain missions and stuff like that. For about $500k, this is an absolute steal for this car. Moving on to the Southern San Andreas website, we have 30% off the Ratel. So this one's in the off-roads class and is a top 10 performing vehicle in that class. It's great at off-roading, having great suspension, travel, etc. However, on certain obstacles it does struggle due to it being rear-wheel drive, so keep that in mind. Next up, we have 30% off the Dominator GTX. So this one's in the muscle car class and is a top 20 performing vehicle in that class, not including HSW, depending on the track. Its main strength is handling, where it's absolutely glued to the ground, but its main weakness is top speed, where it's slower than the original Dominator, and it sadly has these slow handling flags, which makes it go slow over bumps, just a real shame. Continuing, we have 30% off the Granger 3600LX, so this one's in the SUVs class and is a mid-tier performing vehicle in that class. Plus, of course, it has a Monitech, not a bad overall SUV, however, I think it's still a bit overpriced for what it is. Moving on to the Warstock website, we have 40% off the B11 Strike Force. This one has the very cool Gatling gun, but the gun really isn't as powerful as it should be, and it's also pretty slow as well. Next up, we have 40% off the Molotok. This one has such a unique design and it also offers a homing missile upgrade, but it's one of these slower fighter jets. And lastly, for this website, we have 40% off the Tula. So this one has the vertical takeoff function and can land on water, which is very useful for certain missions and stuff. I just wish it was a bit faster, as it is pretty slow. Continuing to the latest travels website, we have 30% off the Seabreeze. Another plane that can land on water, but it's a lot faster than the Tula and it's pretty fun to fly as well. And lastly, we have 40% off the Howard NX-25. So this one is a very fun plane to fly, and it's the second fastest prop plane in the game, right behind the Rogue for top speed. I absolutely love this little plane. For vehicle upgrade discounts, for those of you on current gen consoles and PC, we have 30% off the HSW upgrades for all HSW upgradable cars. That is a big help. It can save you guys a ton of money, so if you've been holding off on upgrading some of your cars, this is definitely the week to do it. It's going to save you a ton of money overall, because not only discounts the main initial upgrade to upgrade it, but it also discounts the actual HSW upgrades within engine, transmission, all that stuff. So definitely worth doing this week for sure. Moving along to the gun van, we have fun weapons available this week. For double money, we have double money NRP on the Adversary Mode Sumo Remix, and that's sadly it for double money, but that's to be expected during a larger update day. For the weekly challenge, if you complete the new Titan job finale from the Mackenzie Hangar property as leader, you'll receive a 100k bonus. For the FIB priority file in the Garment Factory of this week, it's going to be the Project Breakaway file. Continuing to the weekly vehicle robberies from the Salvage Yard business, they can be only changing once per event week. We have the cargo ship robbery with the Virtue, the McTony robbery with the Hustler, and lastly the Gangbanger robbery with the Tropos Rally, and none of these are claimable this week. And lastly, for the time trials, this week's normal time trial is LSIA2. I highly recommend a quick bike for this one. For the premium race, we have the supercar race taking off. I highly recommend the Emirates or Krieger for this race, and if you're on current gen, I highly recommend using the HSW Weaponized Ignis or the HSW Divest 8. And lastly, for current gen console users and PC users, the HSW time trials run alternates. As always, HSW Hakachi Drag the best one for these. In terms of my vehicle discount pick of the week, I'm going to have to go with the Cheetah Classic. For about $600,000, I think this is an absolute steal considering all the detail and customization this car has. You also have one of the fastest non-HSW cars in the class for track performance. On top of that, a very easy car to drive as well, unlike the Turismo Classic, which is a bit more difficult. Just a really good car overall. Anyways guys, overall this event week I would definitely say is above average considering the mini update we got today, and surprisingly the hangar is still on sale and some pretty good vehicle discounts as well. The only letdown unfortunately is the double money, which is pretty terrible being only the adversary mode, but that's always to be expected on larger update days. So factoring in everything, I'm going to give this week a solid 7 out of 10. Let me know what you guys think down below in the comments. Thanks again for watching, hope this was helpful, and I'll see you in the next one.